Yay! Hello, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us through the technical difficulties. We're pretty new to this. Shaking off the rest. Things going wrong as they always are. It all works out. Feels just like home. As always, if you like what you see here, you can check us out. As I said, all of that Wednesdays, 7:30 Eastern. You can also see myself and Kendra. Say hi, Kendra. On Tuesdays on the channel, for Call of Cthulhu, and then oh dear, I remember who all's in this. It's John, Kat, Kendra,
Kyle.
and Walt
For Saturday?
Yeah.
No, Kyle, Kat, me, John, and then Tyler is our DM.
Right, okay, but just people who are here. You can also see John, Kat, Kendra, next Saturday, or this upcoming Saturday. This upcoming Saturday, for the premiere episode of our newest show, Wish You Were Here. That's what it's called, right? Officially, Wish You Were Here.
Yeah, we wish you are there this Saturday.
Hey, that would have been a good segue. Something about a bank robbery of a wish spell or something like that. Advanced 5e. These lovely people. I don't even know where I'm pointing anymore. New layouts. Check us out then. And then, yeah, socials. You can join our Discord, which is all down in the channel page, or I think Kendra's about to pop it into the Twitch chat. You can probably find the rest of our stuff there. I don't know if we have it linked. If we don't, you can find that in the link tree, which is Linktree. Just find us. Table Quest
RPG.
Table Quest RPG. That's right. We're anywhere. If you can find us under Table Quests or Table Quests RPG. If neither of those work, we're probably not on that platform. I have lost track at this point, but suffice it to say, all good. Special thanks, as always, to Syrinscape for the use of their sound library, for the lovely noises you're hearing that aren't anything we happen to say or sound effects that I make. That's all Syrinscape. Thank you to them. Thank you as well to Animated Dungeon Maps on Patreon for the animated 3D battle maps that we like to use here on the channel. You can see some of those in our back catalog on YouTube, as well as one in the, I was going to say penultimate, but the ultimate battle of our final episode of the first story arc from a couple weeks ago. You can go check that out, as well as all other episodes, and then who knows, maybe you'll see one of those tonight. Yeah, let's see. I believe that's everything, unless anyone else has any shout outs, thoughts, things to say, announcements. No? All right. I am joined, as always, well, as always going forward at least, by John.
Hello.
Kat.
Hello.
Walt. Kendra.
Hello. And
our newest long-term member, Tom. Everyone say hi to Tom.
I'm new.
Hi, Tom. There we go.
In danger.
Tom will be with us for hopefully the foreseeable future.
Hope so.
Give him a nice welcome, hopefully, yeah.
TVK, first session back.
Oh, yeah. And remember what I've said. If your character dies, you're done. So bye, Kendra. It was nice knowing you.
I'll just go. Sorry.
It was actually
Arc 2, permadeath.
But, yeah, this is the hardcore campaign where if you die, you're done. Previously on Doors and Deities, going all the way back to the beginning, 5 unsuspecting individuals found their way together through a bizarre circus. It rescued talking bears, accidentally zipped into the Feywild after one of their number was piloted into taking on a tangle of cultists for some kind of ancient shadow dragon. After which, on the road, they were the victim of a scam and a robbery. They tracked the culprits into a different plane as it happened, which they were eventually able to escape through the machinations of a Fey Lord who liked to have festivals or festivities and parties relating to the material plane. After observing a riot in the capital of Elysia, they made it back to where it is they were going, to check on the state of two former acrobats from the circus, where quickly they became embroiled in something they didn't quite expect to be embroiled in. Finding the acrobats having joined forces with a mysterious man called the Professor, whom they learned was named Alivon Provost, a subversive academic from a shadowy school up north, attempting to reveal the secrets of Yalful College in the city which they found themselves. The party was hired by Provost to delve into the Grand Library underneath Ultrim, where they found all manner of strange things. Long buried statues and mages, some that didn't want to stay buried, a giant hole that had big rats and worms in it, and then at the bottom, keepers, the odd guardians of the library. Deeper in, they found what it was they were searching for. The strange creature that, through another act of these same cultists, been possessed by a shadow spirit, a sorrow sworn, which they slew, taking a peek into the central part of the library underneath the college and the power it contained. When they came back up, they became further enmeshed in the intrigue. Lyra, visiting the archmage of this college and becoming caught up in a series of events that would eventually lead to her death, as she flew a little too close to the sun in trying to get information from this archmage, unwittingly bequeathing unto him anguished ruin, one of the blades of ruin, that brought disaster, and were forged to kill the gods. The quest then began to bring Lyra back, contacting the head of the circus all the way back in the beginning, as Amnael believed he had the magics to do so, and he claimed he did. So you traveled back through the Feywild, meeting strange dangers on your way, before re-entering in Ultrim's capital city of Corboranth, which, through the actions of Andreas Parlin, the Archmage, had sunk, phasing in and out of the Feywild at strange points. You found your way to traverse the plains and return before your meeting with Nestor, the head of the circus. A strange eruption occurred in one of the palace towers, destroying part of it and triggering the start of a war between mage factions, some supporting Parland and some the sitting king Lebeles Enoreth. Believing Nestor to be inside, You braved the dangers of Parlin's work, puncturing the demi-plane where he held Nestor and the rest of the royal family. For as it turned out, Nestor was a prince of the royal family. And in a climactic battle, you were able to wrench him from Parlin's clutches. Parlin, in his last moments, the sword turning on him and banishing him away to some other realm for the time being. And gathering around Lyra's carefully preserved body, she was brought back to life, being pulled back through the veil from where her soul was kept prisoner in the Feywild. Following that, the group of the four of you, along with some friends you had encountered along the way, Nestor and Nestor the least among them, who left to return to his circus and see that they were safe. The inquisitive Fae, Erngone Winter, along with Lim, the Fae Eladrin, sauntered back into their realm of chaos and perpetual sunset. And the four that remained, Amnael, Desiel, Tempest, and the newly reawakened Lyra, fled north to the coast, where they procured voyage on a ship that would take them to learn more about death and about the Raven Queen and all that stemmed from that to Flaskos, the northern lands of the Raven. Traveling inland just a few days from the coast, you found Chillhaven, a large town, not quite as large as a city, that was quiet and secluded enough to provide a large amount of anonymity and a breath of fresh air, not the least of which because of the higher elevation being up near mountains. The group's interest then diverted. Amnael and Desiel splitting off to, you'll see, to accomplish a quest of their own, while Tempest and Lyra broke away to pursue something other than adventuring for a few months. And so we pick up about 3 months after our last session. And Tempest and Lyra, you have been away trying to work up some cash, learn what you can about rumors and things going on, and in developing your skills and kind of working out what the two of you are best at. You eventually work out a puppet show of sorts, utilizing Tempest's paper folding magic as well as the actual magic on the folded paper to produce the little puppets that would dance around. So to see how well that goes in a monetary sense, let's get some rolls to start things out. So I'm gonna need 6 pooled performance checks.
So
From
3
this,
from each.
Right.
6 from each.
6 each.
6 from each, and then take the average.
Cool.
So pooled. Just to see how things go.
Do I get to use any of like my re-rolling things and stuff, or is it just straight?
Nope. This is over. You know, each of these is over a 1-week span, basically, roughly speaking. So none of your
Tempest
instant
is
effects.
holding us together.
Tempest is absolutely holding down the fort here. Oh my goodness.
Tempest.
This is absurd.
in charge.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, some quick math. 10 and 9. Rounds to 9.
The first show is shaky.
The first show, yeah, is not the best. You simply don't know what you're doing. And the second, Tempest is just back on it. So that comes out. The third, Lyra's kind of starting to get the hang of it. Tempest is just firing on all cylinders. Et cetera, going down the list. That's 1, 2, 3, and then 2. And then 15. Oh goodness, I didn't even see the 26.
Thomas is good at two things: lying and making a scene.
I guess that works out. So let's see that. Each of you are going to work up an extra 160 gold over the course of this amount of time. I mean, regardless of anything else, the both of you are very charismatic. Especially with Tempest being in top form basically the whole time.
She's living her best life, really.
I think
I'm assuming just split the 160 even? Even?
yes.
Yeah, do you want like a manager fee, Tempest? I mean, you're really the one pulling the weight around here. I feel bad taking an equal share.
No, like, you are the heart and soul of our show. I mean, without your writing and your stories, how could we have even had this? I mean, me, I'm just the glitter and the color and the puppets, but without you, there would be no Shadows Told.
Hey, thanks, Tempest.
But I do suggest maybe, like, after our first couple of shows that we put, like, a couple gold into getting maybe better outfits than these ones that we kind of scrounged out of the trash. And maybe a wheel for this cart we keep dragging around without stage on it. How much should we deduct for fees of management of the show? Maintenance?
Maintenance of the... Well, roll a flat d20. Ooh, it's not good. Deduct.
I was hoping that lower would be the what we were aiming for.
No, this is basically a luck roll. Is what you're doing. So that's... Let's see, what tier does that put it in?
Bad tier.
Not great. Deduct 40 gold from that. In terms of maintenance and materials and travel expenses, getting hustled on occasion. You
Look,
buy some
that's-
flowers and wait. You buy some flowers and then wake up with your gold missing.
Hey.
Lem comes to visit for one of our shows. That's fine. That's still an extra 60 gold each. I'll take it.
Yeah, this is good. We're pretty good at this.
All right, and extra 60 gold in hand as they reach the meeting point. It's now trending towards the end of summer. Seasons move a little bit more quickly here. Although it's still plenty warm, you can still feel the heat in the air. In Flascos, it's not nearly as humid, especially as it was in Alterum. So the breeze just seems to wash everything away. especially being higher up. All things considered, it's quite temperate. And you trundle along a mountain path, kind of switching back down towards Chillhaven, which you can see in the afternoon fog. In the distance, seemingly just as you left it. Smoke rising lazily from chimneys, and as is what drew you there in the first place, not much going on. But you do know that your friends Desiel and Amnael are there, at least if Amnael's last communication to you is to be believed. That he had finished with his task. They were finished with what they needed to do, and were on their way back, and would be there auspiciously on the night of Ascension, commemorating, of course, the Raven Queen's ascension to godhood ever so long ago. Still celebrated across Flascos, although for most it is less a religious holy day and more a cultural tradition. Effigies of ravens are burned along with notes or papers or drawings describing treasured memories that individuals may have. The tradition stating that they are drifting up and given to the Mother of Shadows herself by burning them. You could see as you trundle your overladen cart closer, those in the ashen gray robes, scant to find even in Flascos in this day, of priests of the Raven Queen, beginning preparations. So gathering firewood, or moving it outside to be moved to the temporary shrines where these rituals will take place. Is there anything you guys would want to do before meeting up with your compatriots?
The shrines, are they like, is a lot of people like leaving offerings, or like are they busy?
Not just yet. You know that the first set of ceremonies happens at sunset, when these things are laid out and the flame is lit. And you know, of course, that the statue, the wooden ravens must be very carefully constructed and carved and weighed, and must be correctly dried so that they burn until midnight.
Okay.
Which is, of course, considered the moment of ascension. But the first round, sort of commemoration, happens at sunset. So in just maybe an hour or so's time.
I wanna, because it's not so crowded right now, and I don't want to like, I don't know what our plans are for tonight or anything, so I just kind of want to take like one of our little puppets, like Tempest. Do you mind if he goes on another journey?
Oh, sure. But if he's gonna have a different purpose, you need to give him a name.
Okay.
So we can.
He kind of looks like a Fred.
Fred, nice. I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Hand over, Fred.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Fred. You, what is he doing?
I was just gonna, maybe just leave it as a little token on one of the shrines, because I don't know, I feel like gods can be lonely and maybe they need a friend. Maybe Fred can make it to wherever the Raven Queen is.
All right, Fred. You are an offering, a sacrifice. Be sacrificed. And he's gonna kind of dance to life and just kind of sit on the shrine and just kind of do like one of these motions, just perpetually until the magic runs out. If anyone else comes nearby, he's gonna kind of like dance around the offering that they leave and then do more of the ease motions.
Okay. You see a few carefully folded pieces of paper have been placed in this kind of carved stone bowl that is set out with a flattened bottom that looks like a statue will be affixed to it later. And you continue on. Amnail and Desiel. At this point in time, you are relaxing in front of a warm fire. You got here early enough to snag a fireside table while you wait for your compatriots to arrive. And just some time to decompress. After the fruit of your efforts, kind of rests leaning against the table. The lacquer of the wood flickering and reflecting the light of the fire. Anything to be done? Anything to be said?
Do you think they'll show up?
I hope so.
Why?
Because I really don't want that our lasting impression of them is that they left us.
Fair enough.
And do you think they will show up?
Did you give them a plan to meet us here? Frozen.
Sorry?
Did you give them a plan to meet us here?
Sorry, your voice just cut out for me, but I'm back.
Okay.
Would you mind repeating that, Dazil? Sorry, I'm
No, it's okay.
a bit distracted.
Did you give them a plan to meet us here?
And
It's
just
something about that.
quick,
It's something about that sentence.
Apparently.
Well, I told them, and they said,
Dezio, your voice is
Yeah.
echoing around this tavern.
they said they would be coming. I mean, no plan necessarily.
Kendra, were you saying my sound is no good?
You're echoing on stream.
Which you sound really cool, but
Technical difficulty.
I know where that was.
We love
Okay,
to
is
see
this
it.
better? Does it sound
Yeah,
better?
it's better.
Okay. Okay, so you gave them a
Excellent.
plan, and so you are hoping they follow the plan. Like that's what we are doing, is we are sitting here hoping that either one of them follows a plan. No?
Yes, but it's less that they follow a plan, but more that they follow a commitment, which is something that I have more faith in that they will do.
Okay. You are a man of faith.
Well, you've seen what faith can do, and it can help us through difficult times and to understand things that we normally wouldn't. I mean, I guess you can empathize with that more than ever.
Oh? How do you mean?
Well, your your experiences have been unique ever since we were in the library, weren't they?
Certainly gave me a different perspective to consider, yeah.
I'm glad they did. Besides, if they don't show up, you can go on uh, another night having fun with the locals. It's been a while since I've seen you have this much fun. And I really hope it doesn't stop.
So when would you say it stopped the first time?
Why would you put me in this situation?
You brought it up.
Well, honestly, partly because of me, if I'm being honest.
No. If it were because of you, then you would not have seen it, no?
Hmm. Um, you know, Winter told me something that is quite true actually. I tend to resonate a lot of the energy that I get. So, when such energy is a bit more carefree and chaotic, I tend to externalize that in a higher degree, if you will. And I think that definitely didn't help. We didn't understand the gravity, or there wasn't a gravity to certain situations we originally got ourselves into ever since we met them. And then shit just kept getting worse and worse and worse. But, I mean, everything can change, right? Giving
Absolutely.
enough time.
Absolutely. But at the very least, we accomplished.
I'm sorry.
I mean, we've accomplished something. You have your weapon, so to speak, no?
Yes.
And so if they don't appear,
I'm sorry that we took all that time doing this.
no,
Um,
it was good to focus on something. Something that could be accomplished. Something that could maybe make a difference. And I learned a
we
couple
still
things as
have
well.
lots of opportunities to do other things like that.
Hopefully. We've been ignoring.
Now we have to wait.
We've been ignoring what's been going on. Do we meet up with them and dive headlong into the Parland issue? Or do we continue just leaving it for everyone else and do our own thing?
I don't think we should put our hands in that bee's nest again. We already got stung and it sucked. And honestly, I think that is my red line. If they get back here and they want to get right into that with no reason, no plan, I think that is I think probably the one thing that they could do where I would be like, well, good luck, because that seems like a suicide mission.
Well, we'll see. If nothing else, I could always just send you back home.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think we're just hanging out, waiting at this
Yeah.
point.
A little bit later on as the
We-
drinks get lower. And now you start to hear something outside. Of two voices bickering playfully with one another. You hear the name Gerard thrown around. And the doors of the Frowning Lion, Tavern you are in, are thrust open. And in stride, Tempest and Lyra. Adorned in colorful circus-like garb from head to toe. Tempest, of course, with her trademark tall, spiky hat. Looking much the same as when you last saw them after departing from this very spot about 2 months ago. Tempest, Lyra, there they are. And Nell and Desiel in traveler's clothing, well worn, leaning back in their seats, sipping drinks.
Oh, thank God we found the right place. I told you it was this one, not the other one.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I'm Neil, Dizio.
And then
Lyra,
I'm just gonna drop our pile of stuff on the floor. There's just like all our show gear. We just kind of clank, 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 clank. A bunch of like paper sheets spill out onto the floor. And then they kind of just hop up in like an army of Gerards and like march over to Amnel and Desiel's table.
we are under attack. Do they do anything new?
Well, I mean, they've been training really, really hard in like performance. So I'm gonna have them start acting out like a little dramatic scene. Like two of them pull out little paper swords and start battling each other, and then one of them gets stabbed through and kind of dramatically ah. But it's all silent because they're paper. And then two other little ones kind of pull off their little paper jackets that they have and cover him and like drag his body off to the side.
I just start clapping.
Oh. Impressive. So they don't attack or anything. Like you had like this army of little puppets come and swarm at us. I did not know if we were under attack.
You know I've never tried it. Not Gerards! Attack! And I'm gonna have them attack the dead body now. The dead paper body. And see if it does anything. Does it like, do their little swords stab through or anything?
Funnily, as they swing and kind of hit the thing with the folded paper, the bits like around their arms that aren't folded like slice up little shreds out of the paper.
You're a genius! You're still a genius! This has so much potential!
Glad to be of service, as always.
But we've been doing the wrong thing for the last 3 months. We could have forged an army.
What have you been doing the last 3 months?
Well...
I mean, you told Amnael you were doing like a puppet show or something. I assume that was like a figure of a speech.
In a sense... What time of day is it?
It is evening. About an hour before sunset.
Beautiful. Lyra, let's fetch our things. It is time for this lovely town to be introduced once again to our
Okay.
presence.
Okay. All right, let's do this.
We're gonna fetch our thing and just set up in the tavern where we are.
All right. And just describe your thing.
Okay, I mean, what should we do? I wasn't planning on putting one on so soon, but like maybe our usual show.
Yeah, the one about how which storyline do we want to go with for tonight?
I mean, maybe just keep it lighthearted. Like there's a festival and everything happening, right? Like had the happy ending, not the one where
Okay.
everyone dies and is sad and betrayal.
Are you sure? Because that one's really good. The one where everybody
It's-
dies and everybody's
It's
really
super
sad
like
forever.
thought-provoking and emotional, but maybe like the last day of the festival when everyone's winding down.
Okay. Oh, I know the perfect one. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna start setting up my not Gerards, and then I believe we had decided Lyra was the narrator, so I'm gonna hop behind the screen and just start setting everything up.
And I'll kind of like stand off to the side a little bit, and then like out of my mouth comes like a deep voice of like a comforting deep voice that you would hear as if you were like listening to a Kindle audiobook. Just very comforting and very, brings you into the story. And I just start off with, "It was a dark and stormy night, much like, well, not this one, but much like a night in the past," and tell a story about how it's a dramatized story of how we all met at Nestor's Circus. But there's like more chaos thrown in. Like instead of like it's when 5 warriors meet at Nestor's Circus and defeat a talking bear, and we're crowned king and queen. All of us were king and queen of the Bullywogs and reigned for the rest of our days. So it's just a very dramatized story of how we first met.
And there's all sorts of like minor illusion effects and sound effects and not Gerard's flying all about in the place to try and keep this show like little ones like wheeling in the big paper frog origami, and they're a little creased after our trip, but it's fine. I didn't have time to make new ones, so it'll work. They're shadows anyway.
All right. The both of you make some performance checks. Lyra's a bit flustered,
fine.
and Tempest is perfect, as always. People in the bar clap and politely. They're entertained, even if the contents of the performance is not necessarily matched to the audience. It's still entertaining enough. And so you collect a few silver. Let's say 5 silver from the patrons around the bar and in the tavern.
What does it break down to in like half? Like 2 silver and how many copper? Math.
Sorry?
Basic math.
2 silver, 5
silver.
copper. If you wanted to split it
2
evenly.
silver. Okay, yes.
I would just use mine to buy a drink. I would just be like, you can just withhold my coin, I'll just take a drink. Thanks.
After my brief period of absolute poverty, I hold on to all spare change. I'm that person who like sees like 1 copper in the street and picks it up. I might need this later.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna buy 2 drinks. Sorry, and then I'm gonna put them in front of Desiel and Amniel and go to sit down with them. So, what did you think?
Brava. Bravissima. So Tempest is like visibly like scrounging around for coins.
No, I just like use that as a metaphor. Like I will have like I've got my hat off collecting coins and stuff, but I'm not like, is there any coins on the floor of the bar? It just looks like a generic like street performance duo of just like.
What the hell? Seriously.
The universe couldn't handle our performance. We were so good.
Oh,
like imagine if we both roll like well on a performance. The world would just end. Like
The
Parliament
stream
would
would
cease existing.
the stream would have just spontaneously gone away.
Don't know what's
We'd
going
get
on
a
with this
million
one.
viewers and then it'd be gone.
Not sure what's going on with Discord tonight. Sorry about that.
All good.
Last thing was that you saw me collecting coins, not scrounging for them. It was just like
Gotcha.
an example of like she will take the copper.
Gotcha. Well, so you've been working on that, you know, for these months, no?
I mean, it honestly, like, we didn't set out necessarily starting to do it, but like, surprisingly, you need money to live, like, long term.
Yeah.
And we had none, because, you know, Lyra was not on this plane to be making money for a while, and I spent all of mine making sure she came back and also buying this stick. So, we just kind of, like, pulled ourselves together, and now we've just built up this I mean, I wouldn't really call it an empire because it's literally just us, but this shadow puppet extravaganza. We've toured so many towns, and we've been useful too. You would be so proud of us. Like, we've been gathering information. We know things now.
Oh. Do you know things?
We know things. Yep, so many things. All of the things, really, just things.
What kind of things do you know?
Well, Parliament has disappeared. I mean, we kind of already knew that, but like he has disappeared. Corborant, however, is having issues. The king surprisingly was not so happy about everything that went down, and that like a whole bunch of mages tried overthrowing him and stuff. So there's kind of like a whole civil war happening here between like the marchers who sided with the mages, not the marchers, I don't know what I'm saying, but the mages who sided with Poland and the ones who didn't. And there's something about Amniel's whole group that apparently they're doing things now. I don't actually know what they do, but whatever they're doing them. Oh, and also like the whole Crescent might be in trouble. Like, politics at the moment is not a fun game. Just the dwarfs are unhappy and want to leave, apparently. Something about Alicia being on fire. I'm not really sure on that one. Like, that was just kind of one that we heard, but like, I don't actually know what they meant by that.
I mean, we were kind of there for that, no?
But like, I mean, maybe the rumor just took a really, really long time to come, but like, fire apparently still a thing. So, and Ooh, we've been trying to look into like Raven Queen stuff, but it's been a bit weird. I think all that we found is like weirdly, like some of the temples are being vandalized and like destroyed and stuff. Which personally I find kind of creepy, but also like I don't know what's happening. I bring you the information, you do the thinking for us. That's how this works.
I also have been collecting stories from our travels. And what happened to me is definitely not the norm. Yeah, when you die, you're supposed to die.
Well, yeah, unless somebody brings you back, no?
I mean, like, you're not supposed to really remember anything, or if you do, it's kind of more fuzzy.
And you remember, has your memory improved at all?
And I remember a lot of things. More than I'm supposed to, basically. You know, actually I came across a story where, funny enough, somebody did kill somebody else in the art of science and then brought them back to life to see what would happen. Kind of like I suggested. And they didn't remember anything. So, fact that I can remember anything, yeah, it's really not good.
No good, why? What makes you say this is no good?
Means that the realm that the Raven Queen protects to collect souls and Amniel's god are really in trouble.
So, have others been dying and coming back and remembering things?
No, that's the thing, is that usually when somebody dies, they don't remember anything.
No, that's what I'm saying. If the realm is in trouble, is this like a new thing besides just you? Like in the past few months, people have come back and they also remember things.
Drew, would I have heard any stories of something similar to mine? Or they've all been like what we talked about?
It's I mean, it's obviously very rare for someone to be resurrected, especially after a significant amount of time as you were. And so there's very little to pull off of from the current day. There rumors of that sort of thing, very unreliable, but occasionally, yes, of people claiming to be ascended gods because they can recall their death and what happened after.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some whispers here and there, and they're not reliable, but I mean, the fact that I met a god, I think that's enough.
She also
But
does
anyways,
this now, where I'm just
yeah.
gonna cover her mouth and nose and just like sit there for like a prolonged period of time, like so she can't breathe. And like this goes on for like minutes.
So, Amnel, is she alive?
Yes, I imagine so. Why?
Well, apparently she does not need to breathe anymore.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna get into this right away.
I will cast
but,
Eyes of the Grave.
Just like I feel
Look.
like we should really have brought this up like first thing, because like if there is something weird, Amnel was just gonna find out real soon.
It's true.
Yeah, I still cast Eyes of the Grave and I stare daggers into Lyra.
So, Eyes of the Grave, remind me.
I can sense
Exactly.
any undead within 60 feet.
Okay. It's not as intense or pungent as the sense of like a reanimated corpse, but there was something kind of half undead swirling around and in and through her. It's very strange.
Oh,
What's up? What do you see?
I just give a quick glance at Desiel. Are you feeling well, Lyra?
Okay, we're getting right into this. Okay. So nice to see you guys after so long, by the way. You look great. I mean, like, are we talking physically here, or are we trying to unpack? You know what? Never mind. I'll answer that question myself. I don't need to eat or drink, which is kind of strange. And
It was super
And,
economical when we didn't have money, though.
yeah, we saved a lot of money from that. And also too, I don't know if I should. My magic.
No, you're
feels
fine.
different.
You're fine. You're fine. No need to overshare.
No, I'm interested. Your magic what?
We don't have to get into this. It's okay if Emil doesn't want to hear. It's fine.
No, it's not that I don't want to hear, it's that I don't want you to feel pressured into talking. I mean, we've been away longer than we've known each other.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, this is true.
Are you guys, like, mad? Or, like, worse? Like, disappointed that, like, we went off or something? Like...
What makes you say that?
I just, like... I was, like, maybe, like, a little, like... We've been away longer than we've known each other, like, but I feel like most people who know each other don't go through the things we did, you know? Like, I would still consider us, like, really close friends, but, like, if you guys don't want to be biffles anymore, that's okay.
I was interested in what Lyra was saying. She was about to tell us about her magic, which is very interesting.
Can I
Yes,
insight
and-
check these two?
What was that?
The vibe.
Please.
Can I insight these two?
Insight?
Yeah.
Wow,
Sure.
these two. We've gone from Emnel and Desiel to these two. Ooh.
Can I
My
insight to see
rolls
if
are
they're just
shit.
mad at us or something?
Yeah, that's
Like-
what I'm inciting
kinda
to see what the vibe is.
Okay.
Do you want to go first, John?
I have no idea. I'm convinced they're mad at us.
Tempest has tears in her eyes. She like kind of blurs everything.
Interesting. What made you incite Desiel? Like Emily was the one saying.
Oh no, just like the two of you have been gone
Yeah,
together,
we've
so
been
I'm
seeing
like,
each other in
Gotcha.
3 months.
may as
so-
well do both of you, you know?
Go ahead, Emily.
No. You'd see a sense of stoicism, not necessarily indifference, just stoicism towards the situation. But seeing that there is a level of unease within the conversation. No, Lara, at no point I meant to come across as uninterested in your guys' experiences. I just meant that I don't want you to feel forced to share anything, because you did seem a bit hesitant to. And I agree, depending on the sort of experience you've gone through, it might not be a sort of experience you would want to share in the bar or in a tavern. So apologies if I came across as rude or distant.
Desiel is legitimately interested in what you were about to say regarding your magic changing.
I mean, I just meant that like I didn't know we were gonna straight jump into all of this. I didn't mean anything by it. It was just more of like we haven't seen each other in so long.
I mean,
so I just
Tempest
wanted to
brought
see
it
how you
up.
guys were.
I just
No,
expressed
I'm
interest
just
in.
yeah. I will
It's my
tell you
fault. I'm
guys.
sorry.
No, listen, Tempest. I mean, all I was gonna say is just my magic feels a little bit weirder than before, which I guess makes sense because I'm surprised I still even have magic, to be completely honest with you guys. But I don't know. It's just been a lot. How have you guys been?
So did your magic come from the sword previously?
I guess. Did we ever decide? What? I don't know. Probably.
And do you have any connection to the sword anymore?
I don't.
But you still have magics.
Yeah.
And did you know where your magic from where your magic derives now?
No.
Well, it's nice to see the two of you. Um, we've been doing some things. Desiel has kindly taken his time to help me do something.
Tempest is
Which-
taking everything like Amnail says and reading way too much into it. So every line is just like another stab of like, oh no, we weren't there. It was only Desiel. He's just mad at us. She's just getting progressively more stressed as you go.
But yes, I was lucky enough to have help from my dear friend Desiel to build this. And he, like, when you got to the table, you would have just seen like a piece of wood sticking out. He draws it out, and it's this like 7.5 foot long scythe, a huge scythe with carved runes on the wood that holds it together, a dark metal blade.
We're really going back to the death cult thing, aren't we?
I mean, I was about to make a really awful joke. Sorry. Apparently, yes. I guess we all come back to our roots at some point. But ironically, this has a lot more meaning than you or I would probably give it at a first glance. But
Is it made for killing gods? Does it talk to you? Will it be mad if I put googly eyes on it? Is it going to try and roast us all for dinner? No, I think that's all of the main ones.
I slide
yes,
over one
to
of the
all
drinks,
the above.
and I just start drinking at that.
Yes, to all of those above. Yeah.
I'm just gonna look at Desiel and just like look back at like Amnail, be like clearly in my eyes is we're doing this again? You're the smart one, you didn't stop him.
Are we doing what?
The talking evil, well, maybe not evil, but like, you know, scary weapon again. The whole thing, like which country are we looking to topple next, you know?
Well, we
It's a joke.
lost the last one, and apparently it has made somebody who was already powerful And already an asshole into an even more powerful asshole.
And a dead asshole, so at least let's give it that. I mean,
So, like, oh, is this like a, oh, he's got one, so we need one? Or is it like a, he's gone, now it's our turn? Because, like, this is going to take a little bit of adjustment if this is your goal, you know?
No, this is not for killing gods. I will tell you, Lyra, that he feels guilty.
Who?
The ruin,
The ruin?
your anguish,
My anguish?
your sword, otherwise known as the anguished ruin.
Oh. You guys
is-
spoke?
We have spoken on more than one occasion, yes.
Like recently?
Not recently.
Okay.
But I checked in
Just-
on him.
Just down the drink. Hey, are you gonna finish that? I know I don't need to drink, but it just comforts me and burns really nice going down and start drinking.
See, this is why we had to start shadow puppets.
Yeah. Well, I hope, he's happy.
Not so much. Kind of the opposite, but you know.
Okay.
Is this a good time to ask, like, what we're doing now? 'Cause, like, if you guys want to be inducted into the Shadows Told Puppet Theater, like, we're happy to have you, but otherwise,
No, I
personally,
mean,
my preference is not going back to whatever mess that was.
so what do you suggest we just leave the world to deal with it? With our mess?
Is it our mess? Really?
Okay, well, if not ours, whose would you say it is?
I mean, there's like a whole king involved now, and like a lot of mages, and just people generally more equipped to deal with these things than we are, I would say.
Perhaps.
just because they're more powerful doesn't mean they're better equipped.
I just did that last battle really go so well that you guys are raring to get involved again. I saw us as way in over our heads there.
Oh,
It's lucky any of us made it alive.
We were. He kind of tugs on the cuff of a glove that he now wears on his right hand. No, this is not something we should jump into by any means. Not immediately, and certainly not without a plan. I was just wondering what the question was raised. What do we do now? We had Amnel had a mission. We managed to accomplish it. The two of you wanted to go off and do other things, and now that we have finished Amnel's task, here we are, together again. Reunited. To what end?
Reunited and super confused, as per usual. What solid branding we have.
Confused about what?
What to do, what's going on.
Well, I have spent much of my time when I have not been directly helping Amnel studying. So, not exactly your cup of tea. But as to what we do next, I'm not much of a puppeteer myself.
I'm gonna look kind of forlornly over to our little cot setup. Time to pack it in, buddies. And I'm gonna send the little Gerards that have like camped out around our table over to the cart to just kind of like fold themselves away
I'm not trying to
start
make you
taking
put
it
your
down.
toys away and say you can't do anything. I just say, you say, what do we do now? And I say, I don't know. I'm not much of a puppet man.
I mean, you could look at that way. I mean, it is the first time since Endril we don't really have a destination to go to. On one way, that makes us very lost. On another, it gives us a lot of opportunities. We can go pretty much wherever we want. We don't have to recuperate a journal. We don't have to chase a way out of the place we're in. We don't have to find a sketchy wizard, thief, person. We
I
don't have
mean,
10 days to bring one of us back.
is there anything we have to do or anything anyone wants to do beyond more puppets?
Not specifically, but Endemno looks over at Lyra. You were at a point wanting to come to Flascos, correct?
Yeah.
Did you ever get around to doing what you wanted to?
Not yet. I just needed to figure out some things first. No, I haven't made it over there yet. Why?
Well, that's an option. Does anyone else have anything that they want to do?
I mean, certainly there are places we could go if I were to go off on my own or nobody had anything else to do. There are certainly places that I may go.
That's another potentiality. That's good. We already have two. That's two more we had 30 seconds ago. Oh, also, that reminds me, Lara, I do have something that I want to give to you. Remind me later. I don't have it with me right now.
Okay.
I mean, we could
I
go to
mean,
Alicia if nothing else.
Ooh. Um, hmm. Don't know about that one.
Okay.
I mean, I understand the drive to, and I am interested in what happened there. But, you know, I think anything down or left, it's a bad idea.
I'm kind of inclined to agree. Maybe like later down the track a little. I mean, we got all the way over here to investigate, I guess.
Well, you know, I
Let's
was headed to Alicia when we
investigate.
met. And
Yeah, that is true. I guess if we don't go to the capital, we should be mostly fine. I mean, how much will the princesses remember a random group of people that
no,
she
I
saw?
mean,
Like,
this would, my interest would be simply a small town. Torrance is not a large city, it's not the capital.
I would not be against going to either. I mean, since we are already in Flascos, we could pursue, unless Desiel, this is time sensitive, which I don't believe it is from our previous conversations. But we could search for what Lara, sorry, was originally wanting here in Flascos. We can finish that so that we don't have to head back. I mean, it was quite a trek to this
Absolutely.
town.
And where in Flascos would this be?
That is a good question. It was the capital, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're supposed to go find
Mhm.
the cliffs and the Shatterkai and because they're big fans of the Raven Queen.
Yes, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yes. So that would have been probably ages ago, feels like.
Tell me about it.
That the Raven Queen's kind of last bastion of worship was Ravennas, the capital of Flascos,
Right.
well to the north.
I mean, it's on the good direction. It's not down, so
We can do whatever you guys think is best.
Drew, well to the north is a good direction for me, right? Like that's away from anything of interest.
To you specifically, I mean, they could be anywhere, but it's away from the center, yeah. I mean, roughly, picture it in my head right now. Yeah, but definitely going away.
North is good. North is away. Away is good. Away is not south. Bad things are south. The more south you go, the worse it gets at this point.
Desiel reaches over and grabs his half-drunk drink from back from Lyra and just kind of drains the whole thing. Do you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, let's go north. Let's go north. That's a good idea. Let's go north. Northern Flascos. To Northern Flascos we go. What is the city you want to go to?
Ravennas.
Ravennas.
I mean, it's in the name.
Okay. And that's way up north, Drew? Like northwest up where that little gate looking thing is on the map, or like towards the woods?
Correct. It is where the gate looking thing is.
Okay.
or yeah.
As that is the door that is there or directly adjacent to the city.
Hmm.
I would like to say something before we make a decision, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I know on the boat and everything, and then, we split up for a while. I wasn't in the best headspace. And I just, I know I've already apologized for everything. But I want you to specifically to know that it was really hard to decide to split the party. And, this time you were very much missed. And going forward, just going forward, just know that I look at my empty cup and realize there's no drink. I just realized that
I'll push another over.
oh, thank God. I said this before, and I just feel like it didn't have a weight to it. And dying, and then after everything you guys went through, I never really had a family, and being apart from you guys and being with Tempest and just kind of being away from the chaos that was our lives for, it was only like 2 months, right? It wasn't, yeah, okay. You guys are like my family, and I want you all to know that I love you all. I just finished my drink. Okay, now, where are we going?
First of all, thank you I don't want to speak out of turn, but it was difficult seeing the two of you leave for me. And I'm not gonna lie, it's not the same thing as it was before everything. I felt closer to both of you, but I hope that can be resolved. And I really hope it's been nice to just not worry about is there someone coming to kill me every night. I guess we should be a little less defiance and a little more compliance from now on. Otherwise, we're gonna keep getting ourselves in trouble repeatedly.
I mean, we're kind of DeFlorence for the moment.
Florence? That doesn't really work.
We're kind of what?
DeFlorence. I mean, wait, hold it. Not Gerard is now a member. We're Defiance again. It's okay. Crisis averted.
I don't want to
Jesus.
hurt you. I would put Eddie above Naturard.
You know, I get it. Like, you're upset that we left, but like that doesn't take away not Gerard's autonomy as a human. You know? Well, not a human, but you know what I mean.
I mean, Eddie.
It's fine. He's can earn his place. It's fine. We can be just accepts.
As the closest thing to a human, no. None of us are human.
I mean, I would argue Lyra's pretty human. That's actually a good question. What does Lyra look like?
Is it?
Oh yeah, by the way, I look completely different.
That's a good point.
Okay.
So after now everybody knows that I'm not a human. And after the whole experience, Lyra is kind of embracing her more changeling side while still trying to be incognito. So she's very pale. She still has her signature bangs, but it's like long, straight black hair. She has like a light purple, pinkish eyes now. Her face is very gaunt though, and almost kind of like sickly. But yeah, and she's just like very sharp features and maybe a tiny bit taller, like 5'5" now. And that's life.
Still has bangs, but her hair's longer.
Yeah, it's like long and straight now, more like a certain queen maybe.
So like Wednesday, essentially.
Wednesday. Oh yeah, honestly, yeah. That's a great comparison.
So
yeah.
from everything you said, Wednesday. Okay. All right.
And we're gonna get sued.
And that was the last episode of Table Quest, guys.
Oh look, you can actually watch the DFCA takedown.
Yeah, Wednesday is a day of the week. You can reference other things. So yeah, what were we saying? I mean, I guess Desiel's a little different. He wears a glove on his right hand, and he has in addition to the leather necklace that he's worn, you can see a little bit of a silver chain that he's also wearing around his neck, a silver chain necklace. But other than that, I mean, he still looks like Desiel, like nothing crazy. But since we're talking about things,
yeah. I guess, yeah. Emnel's only difference is that he no longer ties his hair, so it's just like a mane of hair that's like shoulder length that he used to tie up, and he isn't wearing his eye patch at the moment.
Purple eyes all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tempest is not wearing a uniform anymore. Oh, that was a big change, but it got a little singed, so the outfit is still similar vibes. Like, kind of just done what she could to get the same effect, but it's definitely not uniform anymore. And her blue cloak, like, she's still got it, but at the moment, because they were doing their puppet show, she's instead wearing this, like, it definitely looks like a cheap, like, black kind of tailored jacket, but she has bedazzled it, like, to the nines. It probably weighs a ton. Like, it's kind of impressive, like, the base threading is holding together under this thing. Which, I mean, if we leave, she'll probably take it off and switch it out, but the hat's still there, though, clouds and all.
Oh,
Clouds
Desiel also
and-
has a ring on his left hand that he did not have before.
Well, I
Wait,
guess
on your left hand?
Mhm.
On a certain finger? Did you get married while we were gone?
It does not look like a
look
ring.
at Amnail's hand.
Okay.
Does Amnail have any rings?
Right? Yeah. Wait a minute.
Actually, in Spain, it's on the right hand, not the left hand. But
Yeah, that's true. Actually.
but no, it does not look like he got married. No,
Okay.
it just he's wearing a glove on his right hand. He's wearing a ring on his left hand.
Emil does have a ring, but on his thumb.
Is it matching rings?
Yes, a ring you would have seen before.
Lauren,
No,
what?
our
Smoke
rings
across the
our
table.
rings are not matching.
Every other Desiel's rings do not match.
Oh yeah, that's true. But Emil's ring is familiar.
Kendra, give me a perception if you don't mind.
Okay.
Ooh,
I'm afraid.
the tail
my
is
rolls are
wagging the
shit.
dog.
Okay. All right, you'll find out later.
Oh, okay.
Just not yet.
Oh, and if it helps, I'm also wearing. You gave me my raven back, right? I'm wearing it.
Assuming you asked for it back, yeah.
Yeah, I would have asked.
Because
That would've been
you
so
like
worth my
that
stuff.
Desiel was wearing it. So yeah, like once you were up, when he was giving you all your stuff, if you wanted your raven back, he'd totally give it back to you.
Yeah, it would have been more of like I made eyes at it and then looked at you and then looked at it and then looked at you.
Yeah, he gave it to you.
Okay.
Can I take a quick look around this tavern to see if there's any word of interest in it? I'm curious, like, festival people, I'm assuming, are starting to roll in. Specifically, I'm looking for a human to ask about the comparison between Eddie and not Gerard, but just also a general case.
Eddie has crawled over onto
Anyone in
Amnail's
blue?
shoulder.
Anyone in blue wizardry robes?
Yeah,
I mean,
you
that's
notice everyone around is in kind of light blue with tall hat. Make
White-
a
Some of them have
perception
fishing
check.
gear. It's just not good.
Make a
blue,
perception check.
white, pink, all those like.
By the way, Amnail, when you made your comment about Eddie, he crawled over like down.
My second nat one. I'm re-rolling it. If I
Yeah.
get another one, I'm gonna be mad.
Down Desiel's arm and onto your shoulder.
I'm freaking out.
Okay, these rolls are ass. We need to end the stream.
The
This
halfling
is
one.
horrible.
Oh my good! I was rolling so well for the puppet show. I put so much of my effort into that I cannot do anything else. All
That's
of my
all
other
you know
skills have
anymore.
gone
That's
down.
all you've done. Like
All you get.
Your first show fell flat on its face because you didn't know what you were doing, and that's all you can do anymore. You've just focused on being a
Your
puppeteer
entire
for the last 2 months.
all your personality is just on stage.
Puppets.
You gotta switch to Bard now.
Ooh.
How full is the tavern, by the way? Like how populated
full?
is this? Yeah.
More people are starting to come in, so it's getting pretty full. Like as you guys are talking, as it gets later in the day, you see a few families, kind of coming in and just milling around with other people. At one table, you can see 3 or 4 people in ashen gray hooded robes, with what looks like bundles of sticks of kindling kind of piled next to them. And then by one of the figures, the hood's deep over their face, is some maybe 3-foot high, roughly cylindrical object with a sheet around and over it. kind of gently next to them on the ground, and they're all talking softly. But looks like they're preparing to move. Like it's getting to sunset. They're starting to collect their things.
Is the shape underneath like something I would recognize? Like if there were a sheet over a barrel, it'd be like, oh, there's a barrel under there.
It looks like a small statuette,
Okay.
or large statuette, small statue of some kind.
Gotcha.
And you would know that during this day, that what is burned is wooden statues of ravens. So you can
Effigies,
presume
essentially.
it's probably that.
Okay. Well, I mean, nobody's super paying attention to us, though. Everybody's going on their business.
Looks like it. Yeah. It doesn't really feel like a festive air, Tempest. It doesn't feel quite like the previous holy day that you guys first met at, where there was a circus, and the idea was fun and light and joy. This is, appropriately enough, remembrance, reverence, or for a lot of people, just tradition.
Dull and boring. It feels like home.
As the owl take a sigh, and be like, look. Yeah, okay. Lyra, I understand. I understand the dying has an impact. And he starts pulling his glove off as he talks. I can appreciate needing some time to process things. And as he does, you see that his hand has never recovered from the burns. I was not dead, I guess, in the sense that you were dead, where you went and you did whatever. It was not so difficult to bring me back.
It wasn't. I went somewhere and did whatever. I was trapped. As a creature, unable.
I understand. But the process of dying, of being burned alive, attempting to save your friend, attempting to save you, attempting to save everybody from this crazy, attempting to save essentially reality from this guy, separating him from his sword and essentially cooking myself alive, only to be woken up later and find out that it was for nothing because he got his sword somehow. Like, I understand things need processing. I guess the difficulty with me was that after the processing, you needed time to yourself, no? Like, we need time to ourselves to process things. I totally understand needing time to ourselves. But then at the end of it, it was not you needed time to yourself. You were like, I just want to go hang out with Tempest. And Desiel, like Amnael had this thing. Yes, Tempest, you were asking. Amnael needed help with a thing, and I was glad to help him. And we split. We went our separate ways, and it's so. Yes, I've been resentful, disappointed. The questions, the words you use. Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, it's
that
fine.
it
You don't have to
feels that
apologize.
way,
I was just telling you.
But I'm going to. I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention, but I wasn't gonna let Tempest be by herself either. I mean, at least you and Amniel, you have each other.
Yeah, we had all of us.
Yeah.
And then we didn't.
Okay, I'll
I
take
feel
the
like
blame
part
for
of this
this.
is my fault.
No, it's not a matter of
No.
fault. It's just you asked and you were getting upset because there is you feel there's something, right? And so I was just telling you the something that you feel. Like it does not require apologies or fault or anything else. But yeah, like it was. We all went through a lot. I mean, Lyra, you were gone, and nothing to minimize that. But you didn't. Like we were still here, and we had lost you, and everything we went through to try and get you back. You know, death is not easy, but surviving is not easy either.
Listen, I'm not trying. I understand. Okay.
Yes, I just want to give perspective as well. If I seem a little out of sorts, if it takes me a little while to get back to a good place, I just wanted to fill you in. That's all. I thought you deserved it. I mean, you asked, Tempest asked, and then she got upset. So I assume she could feel there was some tension there. So I just wanted to air it out.
Okay. If you'll excuse me. I'm gonna get up, go to the bar, lean over to the bartender. Hey, do you have something like strong enough that like if somebody were hypothetically like, I don't know, half dead, it would still like really fuck them up? Like I'm talking like, forget all your problems, like, hoo-hoo.
I have just the thing.
Great.
Brings you an unmarked bottle, unmarked
Let's
clear
do this.
bottle of some mostly clear fluid
Mm-hmm.
that you can see like flecks floating in. Just no fire around it.
No fire. Got it.
It's very flammable.
It's going right in here, so don't worry about it.
It's straight kerosene.
And he pulls out a shot glass, similar. Pours it out for you. And puts it on the counter.
Throw it back. Hey!
Make a Constitution saving throw. This stuff's the real deal.
Oh, with that I'm okay with. Jeez.
Okay, yeah, you're
Puppet
fine.
shows.
You're fine. I'm trying to think of a good analog to this. It doesn't taste as much as it feels like it strips away any sense of taste that you have. It is the lack of taste as your tongue just like how skin cells reflexively die when the sun hits them to prevent cancer. It's like your tongue is doing the same thing. Like
Wow,
your tongue is depriving you of what this actually tastes like for your own good.
you know, I haven't felt this alive since I died. Another, please.
Does it look like it takes effect, like the alcohol itself, or just that it's like an interesting experience?
I mean, the alcohol's not going to hit yet. This is the visceral experience of tasting this for the first time.
I just like to think that we've gone through this experience in several taverns now. So Tempest has like if the alcohol looks like it's not taking effect, she's gonna start like throwing like a silvery barbs at her to be like, just get it over and done with, please.
All right, if you want another,
We're short on money for a while.
Make another con save.
And the people with the weird, or not the weird, we figured out what it was, that were burning the raven with the tarp over it or whatever, are they near me?
They're at a table pretty nearby.
Okay. Well, then whoever's close to me at the bar, I'll just kind of like raise it up and be like, to the Raven Queen, and then just throw it back. or like whatever the equivalent of like Happy
Mhm.
Holidays is for the Raven Queen, and then tip it back.
Omen.
Festus.
Omen, you are sitting at a table, just quietly observing the um, the conversation of the priests around you, just of the day and of the things that need to be done before midnight. And we should get going. It's near sunset. Does everyone have your prayers ready? Things like that as can start bustling around. You start to move to again shoulder the statue, and then the woman at the bar, just a short ways away, is gaunt with pink eyes,
Ooh.
Shit,
half
pink eye.
dead looking.
Oh.
Starts is talking not ever quietly to the barkeep, and then slams something down, shakes it off, and then has another poured. But and as you're looking, she turns in your direction to the Raven Queen, downs another, and like shudders. So Lyra, you are gonna be poisoned
Oh.
Hell yeah.
for the next little bit here. As you thought, oh, I've gotten used to the way this tastes. It'll be easier. It's possible the first dose stripped away the lining of your esophagus is how it feels. It didn't, because you're still okay. Like, you don't feel like you're bleeding. But the nearest thing to it is this just... You feel the first one sloshing in your stomach already. And the second joins it in a very unpleasant case of heartburn.
Um,
To the Raven Queen.
hey. Yeah, to the
Oh.
Raven Queen.
So, Lyra, you notice as this figure turns to you and kind of responds in a confused way. His face is roughly the same ashen gray as his robes. His eyes glimmer a deep blue, but kind of the details of his face are very difficult to make out, not just because of strange light going off of his hood, but it feels like his face doesn't have that much contrast.
Oh my gosh. I kind of just like walk over and put my hand on his shoulder. My
Oh.
face also doesn't look like a face sometimes.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were you born like this, or is that just a choice?
It's not a choice, no. I've been born with it, yes.
Oh wow, is there like an empty seat near you? I sit down.
Sure.
So,
Oh, take a seat, sure.
yeah. Yeah, so have you ever died?
Have I ever died?
You know, I'm a storyteller. I don't know if you saw the puppet show earlier. And I love to collect stories, especially death. It's kind of my thing.
Oh,
Yeah, so
really?
you got any cool death stories?
Well, my kind, I suppose, die and then get reborn and then die and then reborn once again and then die.
What? Okay, you gotta tell me all about that. I mean, like, do you remember dying? How many times have you died? Like, what?
Well, it's a little tricky, you know, I see little glimpses of memories, I suppose, of past lives, but I can't be like, oh, I remember my second life when I was 150. I can't just, they come.
They come. Like,
Hmm.
how do they come? Like
What?
really inconvenient times, I'm betting.
No, not really. Actually, it's when I well, you sleep, right? You sleep and dream.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Weird answer to that. I don't sleep. I meditate, I suppose. And then I, get little glimpses of things, past lives.
Oh my gosh, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I point over to where Desiel's sitting. I know somebody who also doesn't sleep. They also just kind of like, wait, does Desiel sleep? You trans? No, you're not a full elf. Never mind. Sorry. I've never met anyone who can do that. That's so cool.
We've been to the Feywilds.
Oh, I actually was in the Feywild one time where people also don't sleep. So are you like,
The Feywild.
yeah,
How was that?
it's kind of good until it wasn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Storyteller, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Hmm.
Tell, not show.
Okay. How is your stomach after those those
Well,
drinks?
what can I tell you a secret? What's your name?
Omen.
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 I'm Joanna. Nice to meet you. I put out my hand for like a handshake.
Nice to meet you too. Joanna?
Yeah. Actually, I feel great because I don't have to eat, so kind of helps that part.
You, you don't have to eat.
Yeah. Now tell me a secret about you, because now we're friends. That's how this works.
Oh, that was quick. Well, secret. Hmm. You said something about the Raven Queen.
Yeah.
Well, I. Hmm. She's a mother in a way.
Wait, what? Oh my gosh. I just like kind of grab your arm. Can I introduce you
Oh.
to some friends of mine? Come on. And I just start pulling you over to
Oh, good.
our table.
We would. Oh,
I'll bring him right back.
I'll
we
be
need
back.
someone to move the.
I-
It's sunset.
I'll be quick. I can do that.
Of course.
Yes, Joanna. What you have friends?
Yes, I actually have friends. And I just pull you over to the table and like sit you down and look to my other group of companions. And I'm like, guys, listen to what this Omen has to say. Tell him about the
Omen,
Raven
yes.
Queen.
What I just said.
Yeah, what you just said.
She is kind of a mother. Kind of. Sort of.
Like your mother,
Like
or like a mother to other deities.
a mother to my kind.
Is she like an absent parent lately?
Oh yes, actually. Yes. But
Okay.
it's been for a while actually, but
You know
Mm.
what, Omen? She also kind of abandoned me too. I'm right there
Oh,
with you. I started like a
wait.
single tear drops out of my eye. I totally get what you're going through.
One
Oh,
second, and I
um,
get up, I put a hand on Joanna, and I cast Celestial Restoration.
Damn it.
Oh, that's nice. That's cool.
Look, you. I'm so sorry, terribly sorry. You are Omen, you said?
Omen, yes. Omen, yes. Mhm.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Amnel.
Amnel, all right.
Yes,
Joanna,
I am.
Amnel, all right.
Yes,
Yes.
Joanna. Yes,
Joanna.
Joanna. Yes.
Okay.
I am terribly sorry. I don't think she's gonna let you be for a second. So I'm just gonna. I saw your companions need someone to lift some stuff. I'm just gonna go
Yes.
over there and help, because she's probably gonna be here making you answer some questions for a while.
It's pretty heavy. Are you sure you can do that?
I get up and you see that this dark-haired halo figure all of a sudden stands at about 7 foot tall.
Oh, all right. Very good.
Yes, I mean, I'm not terribly strong. Probably not as strong as you.
Thank
I
you.
mean, how bulky is Omen?
He's pretty bulky. Yeah.
Yeah, Neil is a bit leaner, although he's a bit bulkier than he used to be. But I guess I can handle it pretty well. And trust me, she's not gonna stop so soon.
Oh, good.
I
All
will
right.
leave you two to converse. I'll walk. Oop, we lost music.
Oh, it's all right. It just wasn't working. It's coming back.
That's fine. Yeah, and I'll walk towards the group that Omen was, and I'm just gonna like look at Lyra and be like, "Please don't scare him, please."
Why'd you have to go ruin my vibes? Okay, I won't scare him.
Sorry, I just want you to be. Sorry, I didn't want you to do any. Okay. Um, do not know how to answer this one. I'm gonna go over there now. Bye.
All right.
All right.
Once you're let, you walk over to the priest.
I just give like a thumbs up to the group.
Okay. It's the effigy here. Just outside. The shrine is just out there.
Any specific orientation, or can I just like kind of push it out there?
I'm
Should
sorry.
it be facing forward? Should it be facing backwards? Is there a specific direction?
We can show you how to place it once we're there.
I'm sorry. She gets really happy when she meets new people, and I figure you'd probably need help with your rights.
It's quite all right. It's understandable that people want to meet him.
Why is that? If you don't mind me asking, I'm like starting to do it as I'm talking to.
Quite rare to see it shut our eye, especially now. The faith has waned, and so have been the Raven Queen's blessings. But
Yes.
he has been staying with us for a few weeks, at least around the town. Among those devout, it is considered good luck.
Yeah, that's pleasant. It's good to hear. I hope everything resolves with the matron.
He just looks at you quizzically.
I mean, you said it yourself, the blessings have been waning.
Yes, that is our failing.
You shouldn't be too hard on yourselves. As a person of faith, sometimes things are just way beyond our purview.
Yes. Well, it is getting dark. We
Yes.
must begin the preparations.
I'm
Thank you.
sorry, what was your name?
Bereth.
Bareth. It's nice making your acquaintance. I'm Nell.
Thank you for your assistance. I'm Niall. He's not that big. It's a solid carry, but it's You can have it over a shoulder. It kind of like digs into the straps of your armor, but you can get it out there as the day starts to wane and whatnot. And they lead you out. Looking at the map, which I keep forgetting I have up. So you're coming out from this. The tavern is here on the bottom right, towards the bottom-ish right. And then the shrine is just up this road and then across in this kind of open area. Around this building. You see a bunch now of little paper, folded pieces of paper, and even wax sealed paper. Has been placed kind of around the rim of this wide stone bowl. That has been placed at the center here. Lift the statue up and over and into the kind of circular notch at the bottom where it slides in. They instruct you how to turn it and orient it, and they start setting out kindling, and then interspersed with their own papers and even several ribbons of cloth, and then picking others off the ground and kind of placing them inside this area. Back in the tavern.
Yeah, okay, so your mother used to be a friend of mine.
Oh,
It's complicated.
all right.
So when was the last time you spoke to the Raven Queen?
Ooh. Suppose
About 18 years ago.
18? Yeah. About 18 years ago?
How did she talk to you? Because she kind of talked to me in like a different way, so I'm just trying to like compare notes here.
How did she talk to me, Drew? Through ravens or?
Mostly through omens.
Hmm.
Ravens and this sort. If she ever did speak to you directly, which it would have been very rare in this life. She was very cold, very distant, always focused on other things, as if the words she was saying were an afterthought.
I suppose through ravens occasionally, little omens.
Okay, when you say omens, I know your name is Omen, so did she speak through you?
To me.
Okay. What's she like? Like, what did she look like to you?
She doesn't really look quite like anything. She's she's a bit cold, but
Beautiful.
also beautiful, yeah.
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 So,
well, she, it's she demands respect, obviously. She's quite powerful.
do you think, and I mean, we're friends now, right? So we can discuss openly our feelings.
Sure. I've recently been working on that, actually.
Oh, great. Okay, so this is
Yeah.
a great opportunity for both of us.
Sure.
Okay. Wow. Let's do this. I'm just gonna look at you really intensely.
Okay. You have lovely eyes.
Like I'm holding back a tear. Thanks. Anyways. If the Raven Queen were in trouble, or she were hiding somewhere, where do you think she would go?
Well, probably where she is the most safest.
Which is
Well,
you can
her
say
home.
it on 3. Oh, her home, which is
We're such great
such
friends.
great friends. Yep.
And I've known you for 2 minutes. And
What's
you want
2
to know where her safest place is. For what reason?
I have a message for her.
Okay. And it
Message.
is?
Well, how about I say the message and you say where her home is at the same time?
That's... We need to build trust first.
Okay.
Yeah.
My name isn't
Mhm.
Joanna.
Oh, good. Right
I
off the
lied.
gate.
Well, we're
Okay.
friends.
Trust,
I'm
yes.
admitting my faults right out at the gate, so you can really trust me.
So now we're friends, but when
Yeah.
you did say we were friends before, you lied to me.
Well, that's because, it's a dangerous city for a girl. You never know who wants to, take advantage of you or, kill you. So just had to be safe.
Okay.
My name's Lyra. Nice to meet you.
Lyra.
Again. Lyra.
Not
Lyra.
Joanna.
Not Joanna.
And is that Neil? Or did he make that up too?
No, that's actually Amniel. That was real.
Oh, he's trustworthy. Okay, got you.
Listen, buddy, I don't know how many times
Buddy.
your life has been in danger. Friend, pal.
How many?
But you
Okay.
don't just go around giving your names out. I don't know if you know this, but names mean power. Okay, and if you just give your name out to people like that, they could use it against you.
Sure.
Just some friendly advice.
Thank
Tempest
you.
is just watching this,
You have lovely hair.
Do you preface everything with a compliment?
Oh, I just love colors. It's truly wonderful.
Or if you like colors, my friend, I'm gonna pull out my paint set.
You have a paint set too.
I do!
Wow.
Wait, 2? You have one?
Yes?
Ah! I'm gonna join in next to Joanna's conversation. My chair gets pulled in closer.
Maybe we can all draw places where
Oh,
home means to them.
yes.
Right?
Well, Well, if it's the home that I'm thinking of, there's no color.
Like none whatsoever. There's no an expressive wow, this place is really dull. No, literally this place is dull.
Devoid of all color, yes. It's not a fun place.
I think I think I know what you're talking about. That's cool. Cool. Does it
And you
start
want-
with an S?
Maybe.
Followed up with an H.
Yeah, sure.
A. Do you want me to spell it all out for you? Okay, D. Can I get a D? Yep.
Yeah.
O.
Yep.
W.
But yes, and this is, it's a plane, right? It's a big place. Yes.
And so that's where she would go. She was.
If
Did you guys-
she was there, yes.
Did you check?
Did
recently
I
to see if
check?
She was home. Yeah.
Okay? Did I check? Can
Yeah.
you just check the Feywild whenever you want?
I mean, yeah.
'Cause
just
that's
go
where you're
collect some
from?
Flowers.
What?
What?
You buy flowers and then you get sent to the I've bought believe me, I've bought flowers.
How do you know you haven't been to the Feywild then?
Mm-hmm.
Planes are very tricky nowadays. Sometimes you just do a thing and suddenly you're on another one.
No. That's not how that works.
Works for us just fine.
Really?
Oh, we beg to differ.
Wow. So can I see this Feywild? I've heard that it's even more vibrant than this plane. And I
Oh. I have a proposition for you, my new friend Omen.
okay.
You bring me to the Shadowfell, and I'll bring you to the Feywild. I have friends there. I could hook you up. VIP experience. You won't regret it.
I'll circle back to one of your other questions about see if I could, check up on her. I can't.
Why?
I've tried. I just can't.
Like you can't get there?
No.
Are you from there?
Yes. Who are you? We need to build a friendship here, apparently.
Desiel finishes pulling his glove on his right hand.
Getting ready to slap him.
Oh, good luck.
Pull on the slapping glove.
Desiel.
Desiel. And that is your name.
That is my name. Desiel at Cuervo.
Good. Sure.
Well, you never told us your
Demerson's
last
just
name.
gonna
Yeah.
pull out a pen and just absolutely write that down.
Cool.
Right. Amniel, did I get your name? Blue-haired girl?
I mean, blue hair girl works. Tempest.
Tempest. Okay, great.
Just Tempest.
And no, Lyra.
Lyra.
Yes, and you're Omen from the Shadow.
Lyra.
Yes.
Lyra wants to protect herself from dying again.
Why would I kill you?
I'm just gonna push back from the table. I'll be back. You guys. I'll buy friend to make up for lying. I'll buy you a drink, and I'll go to the barkeep.
What'll it be?
2 from before.
All right. Of course, you
Forget him trying to kill her.
two shots of that drink
Kerosene.
of kerosene.
Just
See, boys and girls, the lesson we've learned tonight with Table Quest is if a stranger lies to you and then offers you a drink, take it. Don't.
Take it. And I'll take my 2 shots and walk
We
back
need
to
a
the table.
disclaimer that can flash up on the screen whenever we're saying something like that.
What
Like the
time
start
of
of
year is
every
it?
session.
Is it cold outside? Hot outside? What time of year is this?
It's very moderate.
Autumn,
It's
autumnal?
still late summer,
Okay.
so not quite tinged into autumn. Although you guys are well above sea level, and it's very high up, and you're northern, so it's rather temperate. For the correct temperature measurement, it's maybe at this point later in the day, low 70s, high 60s.
So we're on fire.
No, it's the correct measurement.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
So, Omen of the
Yeah.
Shadowfell.
Sure.
Sure. Like just sure or no sure?
Well, I've kind of taken a liking to this plane. It's quite more vibrant than that one.
You guys to just choose.
Do I get to
mean,
choose?
Yeah, like you said, you took a liking to this plane. You get to just like wake up in the morning and you turn a key in your door, and if I turn it this way, I get to go to the material plane. If I turn it that way, it's back to the Shadowfell.
Can you not decide where you want to live?
It's more a matter of getting there.
I mean, you said you can't go back, right?
Yeah.
Would you like to go back?
Hmm. See, it's one of those situations where I guess I've heard some stories here. You grew up in a bad home, and then you leave the nest and you find a better place than what you did have before, and you just would like to, know that people are okay back there, but not necessarily want to live there again.
Well, I don't know if any one of us can relate to that story.
No? Okay. Privileged lives, then. It's good.
Definitely, that's us. Privileged, real spoiled children we are. Silver spoon, wrapped in whatever the olden day equivalent of bubble wrap is.
Very quickly, what is Lyra doing with the drinks?
Oh, I'm going back over the table.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just put one in front of Omen, one in front of me, and just be like, stuff's a little bit strong, but so it will be our friendship. To the Raven Queen?
I don't really want to drink that.
Okay. I
Sorry.
shoot him both.
Thank you for the offer, though. I do appreciate that.
You said shoot them both?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's see how I have
okay.
to feel. Okay, yeah, I definitely shoot them both.
At
But not, do I?
disadvantage.
At
Oh,
disadvantage.
there it
okay.
is.
There it is.
There it is. Okay.
So on that, we're going to take a short break. We ran a bit long in this first section, but see you in the back half, about 10 minutes. Stick around.
See you shortly.
We were on time, and don't let anyone tell you anything different. As we left off, Lyra had just finished undoing Nail's good work, pounding little shots at once. And I imagine Lyra hasn't eaten much, if at all, while on the road.
Once I figured out I don't have to eat anymore, I just stopped. Because I'm just testing
Fair.
my limits. It's like
So
a
with-
science experiment.
With nothing to stop the alcohol at all, it's just straight to your head. So you immediately feel again the buzz. Everything kind of slows down a little bit. like the restoration just dipped it just beneath the level of drunkenness, and now it's back.
So much better. So what were we talking about? Raven Queens, plane shifting.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. So much has happened. So, like, if you wanted to talk to the Raven Queen, because, like, I had this thing where, like, I talked to her, but I didn't really talk to her. It's really complicated. But, like, you can only talk to her through omens, but like what if it's like an emergency?
Well, I'm sure, I've definitely tried, but there's no connection.
Huh.
Hmm. It's concerning.
Mhm. Hmm.
Wait, when did you talk to the Raven Queen?
Who's asking?
Me. Right now, I'm asking.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Um, like, mm, mm, couple months. Well, here's the thing. It was, mm, hmm. Do you know how the Raven Queen speaks to you in ravens and omens?
Yes?
She spoke to me through kind of like a middleman.
Okay. You
Yeah.
elaborate, please.
I mean, there was a man who was in between me and the Raven Queen, and he spoke to me on her behalf.
A man who
Yeah.
who was this man who could speak?
Oh my gosh, wait. Drew, he looks like the people from that dream, right?
Roughly.
Or the painting?
Yeah.
Does he look like the people in the painting?
No, I'm talking about the dead
The
people.
painting was more abstract. The dream was like a more detailed image of the painting. Yes.
Okay, listen. I don't know. You said you died a bunch of times and came back to life, right?
Yeah, sure. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of.
Did you ever get like killed by a man who kind of looks like this? And I'll like. Actually, no, she's not hiding it really anymore, like before, and she'll just disguise herself to look like the person from the dream that she's been talking to.
Okay.
Lyra, Lyra.
Omen?
Hmm.
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good. First roll. Wisdom save. Go through.
Finally, I can have an expectation that this won't be over 20.
Ah, yes.
Ooh, okay, an 11.
Silvery barbs.
As
I'm just kidding.
as happens whenever you are reminded, whenever you receive one of your flashbacks. Except this one happens very quickly, which is not always the case, and almost forced. Like normally it comes to you and you kind of can almost envision this kind of scrapbook in your head that you kind of flip through and add these memories to. This is like thrust upon you. Everything around you smells acrid and burned. And that face stares down at you. The pink eye is just burning, physically burning. And a black blade tears downward. That is the entirety. And then it is gone. Just a half second.
How did you do that?
Magic.
Right. Hmm.
Does she still look like that guy?
Yeah.
He turns away. Um. Um. Hmm. I suppose I have.
Oh my gosh. I kind of like. I guess Lyra's drunk, so she's not reading the situation completely, so she gets a little bit closer to you. Where?
I don't know.
You saw this face and you don't know where you saw it?
Not sure. Do I know where that would have been, or is it just a flash?
Just a flash. An instant.
I think that maybe I don't want to remember one of my deaths.
Shift back to Lyra.
Friend.
Well, I mean, uh, you haven't been able to contact the Raven Queen, and I haven't been able to contact her recently. I don't know. That's all, I guess.
But yours was recent. You said a few months?
I mean, the middle
That
man situation, yeah.
that's very recent. It's been 18 years. That does not add up.
True.
What?
By this point in time, would 18 years be the new 17 years? As
Yeah.
far as when everything aligns? Yeah.
Right around.
Cool.
Depends on which way around it at this point.
Listen, go ahead.
What did she say?
I mean, listen, Omen, I really like you and all, but you gotta give me something for me to give you something.
You just showed me one of my deaths.
Well,
You took something away from me.
I took something away from you.
Yeah, I didn't want to see that. Would
I-
you like to see that?
Imagine he made himself look like Parland and then continue to get closer and closer to you and ask you questions.
Yeah, how do you know Parland?
How do you know Parland?
He's an asshole.
Oh, okay.
Insight check.
Elaborate.
I'll elaborate.
Stop elaborating.
Well,
Listen.
he wanted to know things that you're asking right now, weirdly. And also, he trapped me in a cell and kept me there for 4 months, give or take. That was not fun. That's an asshole move.
I concur.
Why?
Why? Because, well, he was asking for the Raven Queen, and as you know, she's close to me.
So
Metaphorically.
theoretically, you could maybe find her.
I've tried. I can't.
How have you tried?
Well, as a Shadakai, usually we were able to, kind of go back and forth to do missions for her. But now I can't go back. There's a block.
So theoretically, if we could get past the block and to the Shadowfell, you could find her. Theoretically.
Sure.
So
But there's the block. I can't just.
Yeah, we've established that, but just why keep
Great.
putting theoretically in front of everything?
but
Right,
you
right.
would want to return to the Shadowfell if you could.
By myself to check on her, and then hopefully come back.
Mm.
Make sure she's okay, and then come back.
That's a very optimistic outlook that she thinks she's just like, I don't know, like ignoring you, like on vacation.
I think something terrible has happened. Yes. Well, this Palan fellow has a sword that apparently is a god killer.
Start weeping at this.
Just
No.
the anguished ruin.
Oh, you know of it.
I know not just
In a
of
way.
it, I know it. We've spoken.
Let's do this elaborating thing that we've been talking about.
Oh, have you been elaborating?
Have I not?
I suppose. Yeah, no, I've spoken with it a few times.
You've spoken to a god-slaying sword.
A couple of times. I
To
threatened
be
it.
fair, it's not like it has a name tag.
No, I mean it does. Well, no, not
What-
like a name tag, no description, but it does have a name. I did not
what's
know
your
its name
rela-
at the time, but we have spoken a few times. I threatened it, and we came to an
You-
agreement.
Hmm. What's your relationship with Palan, by the way?
Very negative.
Very
He's an
negative.
asshole.
He
And yet
killed
you've
me.
spoke. What? He killed you.
I was
Hmm.
cooked alive in a pizza oven, attempting to separate him from the anguish ruin.
He tried to stab me and then couldn't because he went somewhere else.
That's why I was able to get out. Oh.
Huh?
Well, thank you. I mean, I guess you helped me. Well done. Thank you.
Well done. Well, you're welcome. Hopefully that was well done.
Yeah. I mean, I got out, no? Or else I'd still be in there, in the cell, no?
Yes. Well, kudos to you on your recent release from captivity. Did he not return then? Has he not returned to your knowledge? In the past couple of months, have you heard of him returning?
I don't know. Rude.
You have not.
No.
Oh man, do you want to try something a little bit crazy? I have an idea.
Can we say the idea and then I can answer yes or no?
I like this one. He's smart.
I'm just saying, we pray together.
I'm old. What? We pray?
Yeah, we pray together.
Um. Uh. Okay.
Great.
It would. You should probably go outside. There's,
yeah.
the whole.
Yeah, it's the perfect time. Listen, you're the Raven Queen's friend. It's complicated. If we go on the night of the Raven Queen and we join hands, we burn one of those ravens, maybe we'll unlock something and she'll answer our calls.
You do notice Omen is not looking like directly into your eyes anymore. Sure, we can try that.
Awesome. I stand up. Let's go.
All right.
All right. And now, outside, speaking of, you've placed the raven and stepped back, and watched as one of the priests. They all kneel, but then one in particular begins muttering and chanting as he lowers his hands and places them palm up on his knees, and chants for several minutes until a small flame catches at the base of the statue. It starts licking at the dried twigs and sticks and the paper. Quickly begins to burn. A crowd is kind of gathered at this point. Mostly people with their families. People approach and begin to toss their remembrances into the flame. So a select few step up and kneel in front of the bonfire, head bowed and muttering verbal prayers. The statue of the raven, which I actually have an image of for us, which I think we're on the right screen for. This is thanks to Midjourney AI for helping me create this little facsimile of the statue. The flame kind of starts to lick at the unfinished wood, just starting to singe it ever so slightly black. Are you waiting outside for everybody else? Are you taking a few minutes? Because you've got a little bit while that conversation finishes up.
After I positioned everything, I would have just looked inside to see if everyone's still there. But I would have been there for the ceremony. Wouldn't want to be rude and interrupt or leave during the procedure. Just the head down, taking the chance to contemplate a few things, take in that really weird interaction.
You watch as the sun fully disappears behind the mountain ridges. The moon just begins to peek up, barely a sliver in the sky. A few minutes later, are all of you going out with Omen and Lyra? I'm going to take that as a yes.
I was waiting for Kat to answer. As they leave, Desiel is very specifically not getting up. He's doing something else at the table while they're gone.
I don't really want to awkwardly be left at the table with Desiel, who I'm like is now mad at me. So I'm gonna like awkwardly, but I don't want to go outside either because then Avenel's out there and he's mad at me. So I'm just gonna shuffle over to like our cart and just like busy myself packing it up, maybe roll it back outside.
So while you are there, before you head outside, you see Desiel essentially sit at the table, and he kind of runs his hand over a bracelet he's wearing on his left wrist, and a gem kind of starts to glow, the same color of Denier. You met Denier, right? Tempest met Denier. The same color as Denier's robes. And then he starts casting at the table, but it looks like he opens a book that you can't see, and then he begins to just kind of reach and pull nothingness from the air and place it into this book that you can't see. And by the time, like if you're leaving, that's about as much of it as you see. But he is clearly doing something at that table.
I am too awkward to ask, so I'm just gonna go be busy avoiding eye contact.
You're welcome. He does not look upset with you. He is very much like
yes, but I rolled a 1 on that insight check, so I'm convinced you guys are plotting murder in your sleep. No, in my sleep. To murder me in my sleep.
Wow, we're really focused. Like we're dream planning this.
Astral projection.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plot
that's
while
how you know you're
sleep.
really mad at someone is you're dreaming about how much you're mad at them.
What language do you dream in? Murder. Anyway, so that's what you know what I'm doing. I'll
Yep.
send you a message.
Yeah. We'll get that worked out later.
Yeah.
So Tempest, you're dragging behind. You are going outside with the cart.
Yeah.
Okay. Just trying to get a
I'll
sense
just
of where
kind of like
everybody is.
stay away from them, just looking busy, but like in the way that you know they're not really busy.
Time now after a minute, as the tavern has now cleared almost entirely, as people have filtered out and then from the houses around and the streets around into this crowd. It is now mostly just watching the fire, maybe talking amongst people talking amongst themselves. You see Lyra and Omen walk out, followed shortly by Tempest. What are you guys doing?
Okay, so I'm actually a confession. I've only prayed like one time in my life, maybe twice. No, 4 times. So maybe you could lead this.
I am not a priest.
Amnio!
Yes.
We wanted to pray to the
Just to
Raven
be clear,
Queen.
it is like quiet in this place. You
drunk.
could hear So
Yeah.
this painfully rings out.
Oh.
Right after the priest says, "Everyone bow your head in a moment of silence." You hear, "Come now!"
Basically. Oh, hey, there you are. I'm over here.
I cast
can see
dimension
you.
door and I go away. No, just kidding.
Like the obnoxious person who saved seats in the theater.
Standing up. It's these right here.
Please,
I will
please
move.
don't yell.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I'll move towards where Lyra and Omen are.
Okay, listen. Long story short, this guy, Omen, he also knows the Raven Queen. He's also had a hard time contacting her recently, and I'll like wink at you. I was thinking because he was friends with her, and it's complicated my situation, and you were also there that one time. I think all 3 of us should take this holy day connected to the Raven Queen, and pray together. And maybe she'll hear us.
I have no aversion in participating in your prayers, but is it truly a good idea for priests of another deity to participate? Wouldn't you prefer that?
Well, I mean, that thing I told you about. I don't think she would mind. Yeah.
Okay. I imagine you're talking about your last vision, like above table, because I actually don't remember what you're talking about.
I'm talking about like when I first got revivified and like after when I looked at you and I was like, I saw your face, your god, that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I will look to Omen. What is his body language? Does he seem comfortable with this idea? Is he excited? Is he like, get me out of here? Like,
He's very awkward. Very awkward
Okay.
situation. Just like,
Yeah.
hey, you're my friend now. Let's go pray together.
Yes, we will in a second. Omen, was it correct?
Omen,
She
yes.
tends to have this effect on people. It's a bit disconcerting, I understand. But it comes from no ill intention. I mean, we've been through a lot recently. maybe
Right.
maybe at another moment we can discuss it. It's been a lot.
I
gotten
heard she
through some
died.
Stuff.
Oh, get this! He also hates Parlin.
Yes.
First of all, shh. Second of all, who spoke of the bladed asshole first? Just so that I'm aware.
Hate it. It wasn't me, I promise.
Inside check.
With advantage because she is drunk.
Lyra.
Or I guess it's.
Wait, I actually really honestly don't remember who brought it up first.
Desio brought
I
it up
think-
first.
it-
If
Yeah,
you're talking
that
about
wasn't
if you're
me.
talking about
Yeah.
Parland, it was Desio.
That was the one thing I
Um,
didn't bring up, so.
Yeah, that's fine. I imagine that I can see that she's not necessarily being deceitful with my passive. Okay, that is quite the coincidence, huh?
Suppose so.
Damn it. We really should talk in a better moment. But
I agree.
were you in Corbett?
Hmm?
Were you in Corbett a few months ago?
Yes.
Oh, dearie. That's. Well, I guess we should pray, just to purify our thoughts from that filth of that man. Uh,
Sure.
I'll like hold out my hands to both of you. Prayer?
that doesn't seem necessary, but
Oh. Okay.
um, I will search for a space, like a physical space where there isn't as much, like as many people, like where it isn't so crowded.
I mean, within, say, 10 feet of the fire itself is basically clear. Like, there are a few, like, the priests are there.
Mm-hmm.
But that area is pretty clear. Otherwise, you're kind of going back out of the zone, which is an option.
I
So forward or
will.
back?
Yeah, I will ask to be excused for a few seconds while I grab something that I had left back at the table. Seeing that Tempest had also left, I will go back to the table. I will grab my weapon. I will see Desiel focusing on the thing he has been focusing on a lot quite recently, and will not interrupt. I'll take a little piece of parchment and I'll write, I'm out praying with Lyra and Omen. If you need me, I'll be 10 feet to the right of the tavern.
He looks over and
And
gives a nod.
sorry,
You
didn't
can-
want to interrupt.
You can multitask.
I will get back out and I'll say, well, so follow me, please. I will start walking toward there's a bit of space where we can not stand because standing is a bit awkward for this sort of thing. So we can kind of sit on the floor. And I'll ask my companions to join me,
Or
please.
Okay.
Is it stonework, like the floor? Or is it like dirt?
The ground is cobblestone.
Cobblestone. Okay. I will lay the weapon in the middle of the circle. I will place on one end of it, I will place my holy symbol of Kelimvor, my disc with the skeletal hand and the scale that I had attached previously to my previous weapon. Do you still have your brooch, Lara?
Oh yeah. And then I'll take it off and
Um,
hand it over to you.
So basically, it's a circle where the scythe is in the middle, and there's Kelimvor's symbol on one side and the Raven Queen symbol on the other. And I basically say that we should attempt to clear our minds. Um, It's less of a guided prayer and more of a moment of reflection and connection, I suppose, regardless of the difficulties. And I'll just breathe in and dip my head for a bit, for a few moments.
I'm gonna copy you, but I'm not gonna breathe at all.
Omen will go straight into a trance, I suppose.
Hey. Ooh, okay.
Hmm.
Did you say uwu?
I said,
Ooh.
ooh, okay. I will not be associated with that.
Little trancey trance.
Oh no!
20d10 psychic damage.
Oh no.
And Amnel gets divine smited. He thought it was because of the hats. No, it was because he oohed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is anyone having their eyes open at any point during this process?
I would like 5 seconds in just to see if they feel comfortable, if Lyra is still there, if Omen doesn't feel too awkward.
I suppose Omen, whenever he trances, his eyes do stay open.
So in that kind of trancing haze, Omen, you think you see smoke curling up black from the fire, kind of whirling around and coalescing into these runic shapes that just slowly drift downwards and make contact with the scythe in the locations of the etched carvings, matching with them and just hitting and then dissipating, and then another hits, dissipates, another. And Nail, you'd see this, and this is not a shock to you. No one else appears to see, like it's not clearly obvious to just anyone looking at the scene, but because you're a part of this, and you can just see these whirling smoke. How long are you going to spend here, Amnel? And the rest of you, I suppose.
Probably no longer than 10 minutes.
I think since the group, if we didn't really decide what we're doing, I'm just gonna stay here for a while, just sitting here.
I mean, yeah,
One-
I'm not leaving after 10 minutes. I'm opening my eyes after 10 minutes.
Right. Okay, so Desiel, you get finished with what it is you're doing. What do you plan to do after that?
I know you'll fill me in on the rest later, but do I get either of the two pieces of information that I'm particularly interested in right now? I won't necessarily say them at the moment. I was just wondering if I do.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
The first, you get it almost feels like too much information, kind of flooding you, and you'll need to parse out the particulars. Suffice to say, not good. As for the second, you get very vague, almost seemingly contradictory information. Though not directly so. So nothing conclusive for the second.
All right. He will, when he is finished, look around. Did Tempest go outside? Where is she? Is
Tempest
she
is outside. She is,
outside? Okay.
I envision, separate from the crowd outside. She's like up against the wall of the tavern, just tinkering on the cart.
I'm doing the card equivalent of like when someone's playing on their phone, but like they look like they're texting someone, but they're not really texting someone.
Gotcha. And the cart's within view. Like if he goes out the front door, it's not hard to see her. Or
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard if I just panning your eyes around.
It is so bright.
okay. He'll walk over to her and just stand there next to the cart, waiting for her to finish fiddling. Like, is she standing there, or is she like actively doing things?
She's
I
just
mean,
kind of standing by the side of the car, like tightening ropes. And
Yeah, it's like, oh, is this
things
wheel
and
loose?
shuffling.
No. Oh, let me
Yeah.
double check. Yeah, it's pretty obvious what she's doing.
He'll walk over to her and I can give her a piece of platinum and say, I enjoyed your show.
She'll just turn to you and she's just like crying. What are you mad at me?
I am not mad at you. And he'll just put an
I
arm.
feeling you're mad at me.
He'll
She's
just
gonna like fall into it.
He'll just put an arm around her and then just look out over his other friends and just stand there watching like somebody who respects the ritual but isn't part of the ritual. And his thoughts will wander. He will try to mentally contact Denier or Timora, knowing that it won't do anything. But he will try to do what they're doing in his own mind towards Denier and Timora.
Make me a quick Arcana check. You feel, as you have before, in kind of toying around with the gauntlet, almost a quiver of response, as if something is trying to say something. It like a fraction of the cogence that Eddie has. That is all.
So Tempest, the only thing you hear in the middle of your sobbing and just being there, you just hear Desiel whisper, her name is Mistra. And that's it.
Tempest still kind of, when she's had a moment, will kind of like shuffle around so that she rotates in Desiel's grasp so she can also watch the ritual, and will kind of just like watch with like a sense of, I don't know, like melancholy or something. Like everyone else seems to have found their gods, and she's just kind of her alone again, always.
I don't remember it well. I mean, she spoke with Denier, right?
Mhm.
Did Denier tell her that he was trying to remember her name? He was trying to find her name, or was that just his
I
conversation?
think he was.
I believe
focusing
so.
His name.
Okay, so that's.
I believe her name was mentioned, or
Okay.
Her. Yeah.
was mentioned.
Yeah. So whether or not, like, you saw the bracelet, which likely for you evoked some thought of Denier, and then you hear Desiel just say her name is Mistra, so that may or may not resonate with you.
Yeah, I'd probably at this point, like after all the things, I'd probably assume that Desiel has got some sort of thing with Denier going at the moment.
He assumes he has a lot more than he actually does. But yeah, so that's I just watch, so they can.
I've got like a little rain clouds going.
Add your platinum piece to your inventory because I removed it
Yes!
from mine.
Money! I like that I've gone for a completely not at all material driven character now. Money only. All money.
That's it. We're just watching, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I
Eventually.
open-
Oh.
No, I was gonna say I opened my eyes, and the 8 carvings, I see that they are now filled, correct?
Yes. One of those was missing,
Mm-hmm.
which is now built up.
That is quite interesting. So, and he'll say to, mainly to Lyra, because he can see Omen with his eyes open. How was the experience?
I open my eyes. Alright. Nobody got anything?
Mentally? No.
Telling you, we really should hold hands for this.
Last time we prayed to the matron and we held hands, that didn't work out too good, did it?
But it did. We got a message. We had something tangible.
What was the message? You still haven't told me.
It broke a symbol of my deity.
Omen. I feel like if you really are. If the Raven Queen is really your mother, I should tell you this. It would be wrong of me not to.
Sure.
Oh dear.
The shadows hold.
Hmm?
The shadows. They're holding.
Shadows hold. Was that the message? That's it?
The shadows hold. I mean, that's a pretty big message, Omen. Okay.
The shadows hold. Hmm. Okay.
Amnel's just thinking in his head, the shadows hold, but those lips, quack, 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 huh?
Hmm.
It doesn't matter. Never mind. I thought I was doing something. It doesn't matter. Okay. Well, this didn't work. I just need a minute. If you guys are done.
Yeah.
Okay. Omen would like to kind of connect with his shadow a little bit. Not, do anything with it, but just connect with it and see if anything's there. After she said the shadows hold.
Interactions Drew planned for like the next 6 months are all happening in this one.
Same time.
And it's all Tempest's fault because, like, 5 minutes in, she's like, exposition.
I had combat planned for tonight, but all right, next week.
We can punch each other. I mean,
You could always do that.
Hey, we
Always
all
enough.
have to take a turn at ruining the story flow.
What's that? Oh. Oh, M-Nail. Perception check. This is not within passive.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay.
Oh my.
Perception check.
Oh my.
Ooh.
Oh.
Everybody just.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I really don't want to click it again because I know it rolled. But I
I
can
think I
see it.
Oh, here it
Oh,
comes.
there you
Didn't
Uh-huh,
fucking work
yep.
for me. Yep, there it is.
Okay, you don't see anything.
go. Fuck me.
Well, okay, you see things. But you don't
You're
see this.
blind.
You don't see this particular thing. As Omen, nothing feels different.
Okay. Hmm.
Once Lyra leaves, I'll just tell Omen, I'm quite happy that you were able to participate in this ritual. It's been something I've been thinking about doing, and I didn't have an opportunity or the means to.
I'm
It
still
was the
sitting there.
ritual. What are you doing, you sketchy? You
I wasn't. I'm not
sketchy-
leaving.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna. Well, anyways, but it was a ritual with all 5 deaths represented. That was mildly disappointing, but given the current circumstances, mildly disappointing is good compared to outright disastrous.
All 5 deaths?
Hmm.
What?
Your vision is as narrow as ours used to be. Maybe one day we'll be able to converse more. This is quite the long conversation. I'm not talking about the amount of times people in this circle have died. No, this is not what I mean. But there is some relation between the Raven Queen, or the matron, I should say, and the Lord of Shadows, and I really wish that that can be fulfilled through their chosen ones.
Chosen?
Well, you know, you I don't claim to be a chosen of the Judge of the Damned at all, but there is some level of representativeness that I present about him, and you do about the matron as well.
I like chosen a little better. And he stands a little taller.
Yes, I mean, through one mean or another, and I point to you, point to me, we're both faces of both of them. And you are as well, my dear Lyra.
No, it's fine. I'm just a piece of shit down here. Just leave me be. You guys have your cool
No,
bad
you're not.
conversations. I'm just over here. Actually, I'm okay. I'm like scooting away from you guys, like further away, so I can go pray in private. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
With Lyra being drunk, I picture her scooting like the dog scooting
Yeah.
his butt on the carpet.
Exactly. It's that.
She's scooting, even though I think both Omen and Amnel are on their feet. So it's
Yeah.
just
No,
two
definitely.
grown man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 grown ass men on their feet with just this woman on the floor just going like,
Oh,
Don't mind me.
down there you would definitely spot Omen's shoes. They are very comfortable looking wear. With they're black with like purple bottoms and white strands kind of going around them.
Look at your shoes, and then I look up at you. Some nice shoes you have. And just keep scooting away.
They're nice.
Raven batons.
God. And I will scoot away an appropriate distance away. And I'm scooting away after I'm
I
done
don't think under
scooting.
these circumstances there is an appropriate distance.
In my drunk
He's
mind,
so
it's the appropriate distance. Yeah. Because
Because like you guys
I
are up
would-
by the fire, right?
Oh yeah.
She's walking towards the fire.
Well,
Yeah,
she's
I'm
like
gonna
skirting
fire.
around the outside, but like there are definitely people looking at you.
Are people like standing to like for this celebration, or we were the only ones that were sitting?
There were people, especially people closer, like basically the closer you get, the more pious you get. Generally,
Okay.
in terms of the crowd, so there would be a few people kneeling. Like I said, one or two that would like come up to the fire and like place their hands near it and then move away.
I'm gonna copy them because Amniel's thing didn't work, so I'm copying the professionals, and I want to get to the fire. But I'm not thinking of the Raven Queen.
Okay.
I'm thinking of a certain somebody.
Mhm.
And as I kneel, I kind of just mutter under my breath of like, just there are no words that I could offer you, but all I can offer you is a promise. I promise I will make things right. Then just kind of wait a moment, and then get up and join the rest of the party.
This bitch will sell her soul to anybody.
Only one somebody.
Mnail, Upman, anything else to be said between the two of you?
Talk later?
Yes, I think that would be quite interesting. I'm sorry for the weird circumstances. We're all good people. We're just a little broken and trying to figure out which is the best way to put ourselves back together.
It's all right to show emotion. It's refreshing rather than from where I'm from, so continue.
Yeah, well, I can sympathize with that to a degree which I think you cannot understand. Especially since last time I went home sucked. But that's a
Oh?
story for another day.
All right.
For another drink.
Hmm.
Are you staying nearby, Omen?
I don't know. Am I?
Yes, you would have been. I don't want to say put up, but given lodging, in or around the temple of the Raven Queen in this town. They would have found a place for you.
Yeah, I've been, given something. It's near.
Well, I imagine we'll probably be seeing you around town.
Sure.
And besides, now I know you and I know your face, so if worse comes to shove, I can generally speak to you no matter how far we are from. So,
Well, okay.
it's not like I'm creeping in on you. I mean, not anymore. I used to do that. Long story. We can contact in brief bursts if need be, or I can contact you and then you can reply. It's a whole thing.
Interesting.
Yes.
You are all very interesting.
I mean, except Desiel were mostly weird, but I guess interesting is the polite way to put it.
Sure.
Desiel's the boring one.
Honestly,
Gabriel's the
no.
normal
Not
one.
being weird is the good thing. Yes, the dude that pizza oven himself. He's the normal one.
Pizza oven who's currently talking to his hand.
Well, not anymore. That was inside.
Uh,
At the moment, actually. So apparently, the closer you get into the fire, the more pious you are. So on the outskirts of things, as I guess Mnail is walking, he'll probably see the latter half of this. Desiel will be standing there with one arm around Tempest in front of him, and he'll pull out a little wand, and he'll just kind of hold it up towards the effigy burning stuff that's going on, and a little shower,
Tempest in the fire.
little shower of purple sparks and ravens will start emitting from it. And then he will hand it to Tempest if she wants to take it.
Oh.
And it the purple sparks get replaced by blue hats and candles with eyes, with an intermingled coin here and there, and then eventually just like it starts to rotate between the purple ravens and the blue eyes and the gold coins as she holds it. He's just
She's
repeatedly
like trying to draw shapes in the air with these patterns.
Yeah, he's just repeatedly casting prestidigitation, Drew.
Mm-hmm. I figured.
So that's what we're doing on the outskirts, the
Yep,
less
very
pious
good.
circle. So I guess Amnal, if you're walking back, you just see that Desiel with his arm around Tempest and her playing with his wand, shooting sparks everywhere.
He'll just look at you and give like a smile of yes, that feels right.
Mom approves.
And as I'm walking, I will stop for a moment and contemplate the fire, and I will pull a little piece of thread between my thumb and my pinky, and I'll cast some sending to Lyra. And I'll say, we still need to talk. I really need to give you something. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. Just let me know.
Can you hear my responses right now in my mind?
Sorry about that.
Oh, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to say, oh, fuck. I'm just a little, where are you? I'm coming. Let's go to find him, Neil. Hey, sorry, I didn't know you could hear. I forgot how open-ended that was. Yes. Talk. Let's.
Are you sure you don't want to talk when you're in a bit of a better place?
Honestly, I would rather just get everything out on the table and then organize that table. Do you know what I mean?
That's fair.
Yeah. So just lay it on me.
No, I've been actually meaning to give you this, and he'll pull out the sword with the coils on the handle and just been saving this one for you.
I'll like reach out, grab the sword. Very nice sword. Thank you, Emnio. Hopefully I won't fuck everything up by giving this to some really bad guy, and this will... Hey, can you hear me? Are you in there? Are you also... You know? Okay, let's put it away. Oh, thanks, Emnio. I really appreciate it. I didn't get you anything. Sorry. Should've
That's
brought
fine.
gifts. I'm an idiot. Of course you bring gifts to friends after you've been apart for so long. Wow. Whew.
You can just slap
Um.
them. Thanks.
Well, actually, if you're worried about gifts, I totally had in my head the idea that we were getting them souvenirs from every town we went to. So, like,
Perfect.
if you were
Okay.
concerned, there is
Yes.
so many gifts in the cart.
Then I get really excited and I'm like, Neil, wait till you see. And I just start running over to the cart and I'm like, follow me. And then I just start piling out the gifts from the cart. I'll like go to attendants and be like, they gave me a gift. We gotta show them our gifts. Like, we can't be giftless.
I'm gonna like twirl in a shower of sparks with the wand and say, "Oh, it's march to the gifts!" And I march
To the
like 3
gifts.
steps to the cart.
Little wrapped packages start coming out of the wand.
Yes, and like the packages are like little trinkets. Like, you know how like
No,
every
like the
little town
wand,
has
shower
a
of
thing?
sparks.
Oh,
Like little mini gifts start joining.
even better. Real gifts start joining in, and all of these are like, you know how every little town has a thing. Like, everyone has a thing. These are all like the kitschiest little trinkets of each of these towns. It's like the equivalent of like keychains and bumper stickers.
Tempest is a hoarder.
Hey, we have a bag
I-
of holding that 2 of us can go in now, so
I
Whoa.
will walk towards the cart, and Lyra and Tempest are interacting, searching for the things. And I'll just look over at Deziel. Do you have any idea what you're wanting to do tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Fuck if I know. I mean, I don't know. How long is this festival? Is this a festival? Is it a festival? I don't
It
know.
goes up to midnight.
Okay.
That's the moment of her ascension. There might be festivities past that, but I don't know if we will want to be awake for those.
I mean, tomorrow we figure out what we're doing. I think that's my plan for tomorrow. Just figure out what we're doing tomorrow.
It's a good plan.
I mean, we're going north. Yeah, fuck it. We're going north.
Yeah. You just hear retrieve from the cart.
Fuck.
Yeah.
He kind of looks around to see
I
if anybody's
mean-
paying attention to him.
We're
Yeah, we're going north. North Flascos.
Yeah.
There's a place I might want to visit in North Flascos.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes. A problem that needs to be taken care of. It's not a nice thing.
Oh dear.
There's a,
Okay.
I've heard of a barbarian tribe that is, well, it's a bunch of kind of wild elves who've been known to be, well, let's just say they could use judgment.
That's well, my swords, or in this case, my weapons, are yours to behold. Whenever you need, you can call upon me. I'll take a step closer as if I'm walking towards the cart, so that I'm like shoulder to shoulder to Deziel, and I'll say in Elvish, in really like a very low voice, if at any point you're not content or you're nervous or worried, we can leave.
No, I did not want to go north, but now I really want to go north. Let's go north and just make a swing by and, well, We worshipped the Raven Queen, one god of death. Now it's time to give an offering to the other, more judgy god of death.
Yeah.
There's
I guess.
there are some who deserve it. On our way north.
So are you guys going to eventually find a place to sleep?
If Lara doesn't come back. Yeah.
Well, there's only one more thing I wanted to do just really quickly. Just
Okay.
like I want to just get a shot from the bar, and I wanted to because you said this festival. No, I'm not drinking this
Another
shot.
one.
You said this festival was also for like honoring the dead, right? Or like
Remembering, right?
remembering. Yeah, it was
Memory.
remembering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to get a not of the flammable stuff, like just symbolic shot. Take it to go and just leave it on, for an offering and just kind of, for pep and do a little prayer and cry a little bit and then go find a place to sleep.
You can easily find rooms. It's not exactly a tourist town, so definitely not booked up. And you all go to sleep
Here.
as the new moon. Sorry?
So I don't want to interrupt. Go ahead. I was just gonna say, while she's doing that, like he realizing what she's doing, he'll go and he'll put another shot glass next to it, and you just hear him mutter something about bug.
I'm just crying, so I'm like, okay, bugs, yeah, just crying.
Over the night, all of you find it somewhat difficult to get to sleep. There's something kind of feels off about the air. Kind of a sharpness on the inhalation as the new moon peaks above you. I need Lyra and Desiel to each make charisma saves. Okay.
Oh wait, I'm poisoned. Is that disadvantage?
Saving throws, yes, it is.
Oh.
Okay. Lyra, you have a dream in your fitful sleep. You are in some kind of void. Not the colorless, empty black void when you died. A swirling, bluish tinted void. Around you is what looks like the remains of some kind of building floating through this space as broken columns and rocks float by you. In the corner sits a man looking at something on the desk. You recognize it as the very frustrated face of Andreas Parland.
Fuck.
He is writing something and interacting with some kind of crystal ball next to him. He has one hand over it, kind of drawing out magical fibers. He mutters to himself and then stands up, walks across the room, and steps off the edge where he floats this sort of blue bubble starting to form around him. His head kind of lolls back, and blue light trails to each of his eyes. He enters some kind of trance. He's getting close. Comes the voice from right next to you. You're up against the back wall, and you look over, and you see the face of the man you saw in your dream of the painting.
Can I reach
Although
out?
haggard and thin, I did my best. I'm giving you what I can. He's plotting things. I think he's trying to bring the Hollow One back. I didn't know she was. It doesn't make sense. He swallows, and you see, as before, the skin of the man's neck is blackened, warped.
I reach out to touch him before he disappears.
Your hand rests on his shoulder.
I want to hold his hand, like grab his hand and just squeeze it as tight as I can.
Don't know why, but I can feel her again. I thought she was gone, that I'd never feel that again.
Who is she?
The empty moon. Shar. He's calling to her. We must have succeeded, but somehow Shar is hollow. Something went wrong. She does not sit on the throne. He reaches to her. Opening gaps. Pustules. Tonight may be the night that she cracks through the first time. When the veil is weakest and she's strongest. Something may happen across the world. It will be small, but only the first. That's all I can say.
Wait. Wait. I need to ask you something. Do we have time?
I don't know.
What do you want? Not the Raven Queen, you.
Forgiveness. For the the pain I caused.
Me too. I'll find our forgiveness, I promise.
Dream evaporates. You wake up in a cold sweat. The taste of salt water on your tongue, although it's dry, rasps against the roof of your mouth. The salt just seems to burn. All of you wake up around this time in one disturbed way or another, whether by nightmares or just not being able to sleep in the first place. All of you with that acrid, salty burn in your mouth. And now you feel like you can almost hear a high ringing. Like when your ears pop or blocked up, but external and constant and very, very quiet. And that's where we're going to end off tonight. Thank you all for joining us as we return to Doors and Deities. Be sure to check us out next week. Same time. Hopefully, we'll be starting on time. If our technical difficulties don't rear their ugly heads again. See you. I won't, but Table Quests will see you Saturday. At the start of Wish You Were Here. Where you'll meet Tyler and Kyle, as well as seeing encores by John, Kat, and Kendra. Then after that, you can tune in on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Eastern to see myself and Kendra play Call of Cthulhu, where somehow things might be worse. Who's to say? See you all next week. Be sure to check us out in our Discord. We'd love to say hi to you over there. Follow us on other platforms, Linktree. Thanks to Syrinscape. Thanks to Animated Dungeon Maps. Thank you to all of you for tuning in.
Kendra,
See you
Welcome,
next time.
Tom.
do we have
Oh, yes.
thing on Twitter related to the Saturday game?
I mean, we have advertisements going out until
Gotcha, okay.
Saturday. If you want to go like those, we have like little teasers,
Gotcha,
and
okay.
then we'll launch on Saturday. So, yeah.
Cool. So yeah,
What would
follow
you
us
wish
on Twitter,
for?
too. What would you
Yes.
wish for?
Yeah.
Feel free to interact.
Well, congrats on your first session with us, Tom. Well, okay.
It was fun.
Yeah,
I
really
guess
good
not
to have you
technically. You've been in before, but
as a
first time on
voiceover.
camera.
Yeah, as a non-disembodied voice.
Yes, the first time actually being here.
Yeah, it's fun.
Glad to have you, Tom.
Glad to be
Glad
here.
to
Really
have
look
you.
forward to it.
And many more.
Mm-hmm.
See you all next week.
Confusing interpretations of friendship.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.